Oh my gosh. I need to cool this thing down pronto. See, it's getting too foamy. Hey guys, and welcome back. This is one of our last few videos on maple syrup, and this is the last video on making the maple syrup. So some of you guys had inquired, how do we finish our maple syrup if it's a continuously flowing pan? And that's an excellent question that we had to figure out ourselves our first year with this system. Now every year we've done it a little bit different, trying to figure out the best solution to this. The first year we used steam table pans, and because this is a steam table, we still had the top to it. They had all the compartments. So we very carefully stuffed that back on top and put the steam table pans inside. And that worked pretty good. I mean, for the most part. The only problem was when you remove a pan to dump it into the next pan, all of the fire, smoke, and heat comes shooting out of that open hole. So it was really hard to move one pan to another. It was messy by more means than one. Another year we actually ended up burning everything, so we never got to finish any of it off. And then last year we just drained everything off and we tried finishing it off in a turkey fryer pot over a burner, a propane burner. That took over 12 hours to cook it down. 2 tanks of propane. Yeah, and those are 20-pound propane tanks. Yeah, that was expensive and a pain in the butt, and the syrup quality was terrible. So the last option is consolidating all of the syrup into these 2 syrup pans and plugging the hole right there. See that? That's gonna stay plugged. So we're going to suck these 2 out with my hose and my little transfer pump, battery operated, and fill these 2. They're gonna be really, really full. And then we're gonna light the hell out of that fire and just blast it. But wait, you say, what about this? This isn't gonna be filled. What are you gonna do then? Aha! That's where this comes in handy. This is pure tap water right off our spigot. This is gonna pretend like it's sap. And it's gonna travel down into the system, keeping these 2 pans full, so they don't burn. It's just gonna be water evaporating off. The downside, of course, is it's also evaporating all of the minerals out of our very hard water, which is most likely gonna calcify the inside. On the other hand, the inside's probably already calcified from the minerals in the sap, so maybe it won't make a difference. It's gonna come out here still. We still have our temperature probe hooked up, and we'll still cook it to about 220. It'll come through the filters and fill that thing up. Now this can hold 6 gallons. Eric was convinced there's at least 6 gallons in this pan setup. So we know that it holds roughly 15 gallons total if it's about 1 inch deep. But your guess is below. How many gallons of syrup do you think we're gonna get out of this pan right now? Now, we're not adding any more sap to it, nothing. We're just cooking this down. It's gonna be water in the back. I'm gonna transfer it and let's see what we can do here. Oh my gosh. All right. I think I needed some serious ear protection just from running that dumb pump. I don't remember it being this loud, but okay. So some of the problem is that it's leaking back in from both sides, because on this pan setup it's not completely sealed. See, it's coming into that triangle hole there and there. So I think I'm gonna have to use this other pan over here and quickly ladle some in. Hold on. Okay, now that I feel like I need a shower, I'm like covered in it from, you know, it's more messy ladling it than I was spraying it in. So anyway, you can see that this one is still really, really frothy. They were both like turning all sorts of frothy colors. This one is still leaking into that one, and that's okay. They're both gonna be syrup. I'm gonna mix them together in a little bit anyway. You're gonna notice all this black stuff. This is sediment. A lot of people will leave this in their syrup or not filter it out very good. Basically, like if you make a very finely ground coffee, this is kind of like the same sort of stuff you'll find in it. But this is just different minerals. Does not taste good. It tastes a little bitter. So I'm gonna pull all that out, because if I do pull all that out, all that stuff's gonna have to hit my filters, and I'm gonna have to clean them constantly. So I'm just gonna leave it in there. There's not that much syrup in there, I don't think, so we'll call it a day. We'll just add some water to it. So this is how much I scooped out of that last pan. That's a lot. So we're gonna set them right here, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna heat up, because this area is the hottest area. And then as he begins to heat up, I can ladle him back into these two pans until he's completely just gone. Yeah, if you ladle cold sap or syrup into your hot pans, you will kill the boil, like flat out kill it. So I'm going to go wash that up, and then get the fire going. And it looks like a storm is trying to approach. So, yep, let's get moving. Alright, so we have the whole thing hooked up, and now it's filling this, and then it's gonna refill those back ones. Alright, so that's filling this up. Yeah, so you can really see all that scummy stuff in there. But, man, this is the diciest time ever to cook. Because A, we've never tried this, and B, in a split second you can burn your entire syrup, like lickety split. This thing is really hard to shut down, cool down, and be done. Alright, let's get this fire going. You can see that the back flues are already boiling. These guys are not going to be boiling for a very long time because they're so full. And that's kind of what I expected. So, but you can actually see this guy starting to steam already. That's kind of cool. But not these guys. Those guys are like stone cold. No, it's about 112 according to my thermometer. And then we can see these guys are just running. So we are rocking and rolling along. The tank is going down. You get a combination of maple sap steam and actual water steam. The water steam, of course, is going to be more because it's pure water. And then this is probably close to 200 degrees. Well, time to put more wood in. This is ready to go. I know it looks terrible up there. I have been making a huge mess with this thing. It'll all clean right off. I mean, it's just sugar. If you get some hot water on it, it'll come right off. So when I'm all done, I can actually let all the plugs out, fill it, and then reboil it with some vinegar, and that will clean out the entire system. So it's a win-win situation. Alright, so we literally have not been cooking for very long at all, but I've already emptied that thing into those two pans, and our temperature is up to 218.4. I just had the timer go off for more wood, but I just put wood in and had to keep the blower off because the temperature was coming up so fast. I don't want to keep this crazy hot. Like I said before, if this is hot at all, it will continue to cook that syrup, even if it's just a little bit hot. Man, my hands look terrible. So I want to like carefully tend the fire. I mean, you can see it's getting that candy-like sugary bubble to it with both pans. I've been ladling the pans back and forth from here to there, from there to there, swirling, sloshing them back and forth. So hopefully the temperature is about the same on the two pans, or the consistency at least. So this is still going up. We're shooting for 220 for syrup. My hydrometer actually broke back there. So I'm gonna look up real quick to see what the boiling temperature of water is, and then figure out 7 degrees above that. Alright, so I'm trying to find this on my phone. The temperature is still going up, and we might be in trouble because I can't get my phone to work quickly enough. Oh, it says pressure is falling today, and it's 29.79. Okay, the boiling point of water is 211.7. So 7 degrees over that, 218. So yeah, that's definitely above syrup right now. Yup, just one of those days. If I can't save it one way or lose it one way, I lose it another. I just dumped it all over the ground. This thing had been open full blast, and I did not even stop to check that dumb thing. This was open too. Gosh dang it. I was so worried about this thing here overheating and burning that I didn't even stop to check that dumb thing. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Ah, that's why that thing is a mess, and now everything over here is coated in syrup. I mean, it was gushing. It was just gushing. It's hard when you're doing things like again and again different ways. You can't make those minute little changes that you need to make. Oh my gosh, I need to cool this thing down pronto. See, it's getting too foamy. Don't worry, I got an ace in my sleeve here. So all that did, besides cool down the water, I need more water to go into this, is it thinned it down so it's not quite such heavy syrup. Oh boy, it's still bubbling up pretty good. That was exciting. Not exciting. But on a bright note, I didn't burn the syrup, so disaster averted, I think. I just discovered I've got maple syrup spattered all over my camera from the big blowout. So I've just been ladling this in here. I got the fire cooled down. It says 216.0 now. It's been coming down ladling this in, so I think this one was less syrup than the other one. And that's fine, they should both mix together. And once this gets super, super low and I can't scoop any more out, I mean, ideally if I had a flat scoop it'd be better. But what I'm gonna do is pull that plug out in the back, and that will instantly flood this whole pan. Yeah, it does look really dark. There's a lot of sediment in this. I'm not sure what the final color is going to be until I filter it. It's going to be dark in general anyway, just because the end of the year it's dark. But exactly how dark, I don't know yet. Okay, this is about done. We'll call that about good. Let's pull the plug and let her rip. And here we go. Maybe. Oh, come on. Here we go. Now the whole thing is going to be happy. There. As long as it doesn't go too far. Just making sure it's all nicely mixed around. And then we're going to filter it. Now, I can't let this cool down and expect it to go through the filter. So it has to stay hot. We're going to open this. Not too far because it's got to be able to filter. And then we're just going to open this. Gosh, the temperature's really going up. So we're leaving that open and we're just controlling it right here. So this is kind of like the master override. This combined with the open setting on this automated system here. You can see it's like already filling that like way too full. So now we're gonna bloop, turn her off. Look at that. Okay. Now if your syrup goes beyond syrup, you can actually take some distilled water, add it to it, mix it through, and there's no minerals or anything. It's basically like steam from your sap. It just kind of thins it back down to the correct consistency. So this is the bottle that we're using this year. This is what Eric picked out. And we bottle about 200 degrees is what I like to do. Just keeps it from growing any bacteria. So I got my little spigot here. And fill it up. And you fill it up to about the neck right here. I got caps in my pocket. I blow them out. Make sure they're clean. And put it down like so, nice and tight. And then you tip it on the side so that it sterilizes the cap. There. So, We just bottled a half gallon because I've got another bottle over there too. All of my bottled batches I label with a number. If there's a letter after that, that means I did 2 bottling sessions where I was comparing one to the other, just for flavor differences. So I think batch number 5 has an A or B. It's not the grade, it's just A is the start of the cook, B is the end of the cook. Also, that was the batch that I did technically burn, so that's why I wanted to compare the two. But batch B still tasted fantastic. Batch A tasted a little bit more like the number 4 syrup, which was my personal favorite. This has a classic maple flavor, a little hints of heavy smoke, but not overpowering. But when it first hits your palate, it's very smooth and it kind of blends around. So after it gets bottled, the flavor does change a little bit. I will say that. But overall, I am happy. This is not reject syrup. This is good, awesome sellable syrup. So I think we came out on top this year despite everything. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. This concludes the maple syrup series, unless I'm behind on a video or two. There might be a couple random ones popping up. But cheers to the messes and cheers to a good ending to your season, whatever it may be. Love you guys. Bye. Overall, it was a great success. I'm very happy with it. Very relieved. And the storm. Is a cat? What now, Teddy? It's all done. Yes, we're all done. Oh, it's raining. Is that why you're whining? All right.